Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of February right through the end of March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Now, you may notice that my voice is a little bit different. I have come down with a seasonal cold, of course. I feel absolutely fine. It's just really hit the vocal cords at the moment. A little bit of a sore throat there. But, you know, it's given me this wonderful kind of like deep voice. I mean, you know, when you get a little bit unwell, I don't want to feel unwell, but the voice that comes with it is like off the charts. You know, it would be a nice voice to keep. But anyway, let's move on. I just wanted to address the elephant in the room because of course my voice sounds a little bit different. Let's get straight to your reading and see what is going on here for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisceans? What do they need to know regarding their career at this moment in time? Now, your first card there is very auspicious. It means that you're gathering momentum, you're powering forward, and you're feeling ambitious. Perhaps after a period of feeling a little bit of a lull, there's definitely movement there. You have your eye on whatever goal it is that you see fit for yourself at this time, and you're going to reach that goal. Yeah, look at that. I could feel it. This is the goal card. It is like you reach the goal, there is success. So it is a cycle of you powering forward. I definitely see that you're headed in the right direction there. Now, some of you may also be thinking about maybe picking up a class of learning or perhaps upskilling in some way. These may be thoughts that you're having at this moment in time. You may not have booked that course of learning just yet, but I definitely see that as you move through March, you may find a course that is perfect for you. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to have to pay for it. It actually can mean that you find some sort of free class online, or perhaps even, you know, any YouTube videos on how to do something, or even how to repair something. Some of you may have to repair something in the month of March, and you may actually find how to repair it yourself, of course, if it's not connected to electricity. So, you know, always get a specialist if it involves something that's truly technical and potentially not something that you could do by yourself. But it could be that you manage to fix something that is impeding your progress there. So, for example, because my guides just went, for example, if you are in, you know, an office, or even if you are an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, you know, there may be a technical issue with a laptop or a printer, and you figure it out for yourself, and you don't need to get anybody to come and help you there. Because I see you being very self-sufficient this month as well. Okay, now some of you, I mean, there is a lot of movement going on in your career at the moment. I definitely see that you are coming out of difficult times. Some of you are really connecting to your life's purpose path, or you feel like, you know, you want to defend your position in whatever it is that you do. For example, if you are like an entrepreneur and it's been a little bit quiet in your industry, you may have felt that things are not going to pick up, but actually things will, okay? So I feel like you stand your ground, things will get infinitely better, and things will start moving in the right direction. But I feel some of you, there's just an energy here of trying to save as much money as you can. I mean, of course, in the times that we've got right now, everybody is looking at budget and making sure that there are reserves there. I mean, as much as possible within the means that you have. I definitely see that some of you may be looking at new money-making ideas, maybe even second streams of income there, if you haven't got one already, because I do have this sense of perhaps launching something from the home space. You have the Queen of Pentacles there, so some of you could be thinking about launching something creative or even utilizing the knowledge that you have to kind of build a course, because I feel like you have the know-how, the knowledge, the skills to be a mentor. So some of you actually are mentors already, but you may be thinking about branching out and perhaps having like a course of learning to help other people, like ticking on over the internet as you do your like normal either 9-to-5 job or whatever job it is that you do day to day. Even if you're an entrepreneur, this may be a branch of your business that you're thinking about right now, because I definitely see that you can, multiply your wealth by putting some sort of class online, is what I see there. So I'm going to move on from the energy. It was one of the largest energies to burst out of your reading. The first card there is the Chariot card, which means you're having the dedication to make progress and you are striding forward. This is a card of energy. So some of you may have felt like something wasn't working in your career recently, or you may feel you couldn't catch a break. Especially some of you may feel that if you're in a company, for example, you may feel that there is not really much movement for growth in your career. You may feel that people are not really utilizing your skill set to your full potential, and you may be looking for alternative opportunities to thrive in the work environment. This could be that you're putting your resume out there, just seeing what else is out there on the job market. I feel like you're always just keeping your eye on what's going on there, just in case you want to move. I definitely see some of you with the Emperor energy. You're being strict with your budget, stricter with your finances, but also I feel like there's some sort of leadership becoming available to you. I feel like you're capable of doing that. And if you are already in a leadership position, I feel there is some sort of promotion to the next level or some sort of like new investment in your career. So it could be that like your boss reaches out and says, hey, would you like to take this class, or this course? It's going to really help hone your skills or give you new additional skills so that you can work your way up the ladder in some way, or there could be more responsibility given to you all. Now, I do feel, I gotta say it, nobody's gonna like this, but I have to say it, I do feel that this is going to be a super busy month for you. March is going to be really off the charts. You're going to be pushed and pulled in many different directions, but it's about harnessing that energy, being on top of things. I definitely see that you are in control, so I don't feel like anything is overwhelming for you. However, I do see like more work coming your way. So whether it is that you're an entrepreneur and there's more clients or more, paperwork. I mean, even if you're in a company and you work for someone else, I definitely see that there's going to be extra work on, okay? And I feel like you may feel up against it. However, you definitely are in control of that energy. Now, the Chariot card really is about you taking yourself to your destined destination, let's put it that way. And with the World card there, I definitely see that you are focusing on all your tasks, your projects, responsibilities, and anything you start, you're going to finish. So I definitely see that you're going to feel really proud of yourself. And I feel like as you move into April, it's going to be a much more calmer month for you. And it's almost like you're going to look back at March and go, oh, I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that I got that done. So perhaps you work in an industry where March is like a super busy month. There may be some sort of like end of year stuff that needs to be done. And I just feel like you're up against it. Okay. Nobody likes to hear that, but I really feel, as I said, that you're in control of it. Now, some of you beautiful Pisceans, and this is obviously not going to resonate with all of you, but some of you are actually thinking about retiring or thinking about your retirement dates because we have the Chariot card there and we also have the World card. So some of you are thinking, when it's time, or you're moving closer to a retirement date and you're just like getting everything all in order. You're trying to think about what you're going to be doing when you retire, connecting to your true life's calling and mission, because, just when we retire, it doesn't stop there. So I definitely get a sense here that you are focusing on things that you would love to do. Maybe go and visit the world, different parts of the world there. And I definitely see lots of travel going on here as well. So some of you beautiful Pisceans, even if you're not thinking about retiring, you're thinking about your next vacation. Some of you may have just come back from a vacation and you're planning the next one. I hear you. I see you. I'm with you. And I feel this energy of working towards, enjoyment, because I feel that it almost looks like there's lots of cycles here. And I'm just going to put it like this. And don't shoot the messenger when I say it. It just feels like sometimes there's a hamster wheel and you're on it, okay? It's just like, just getting on by, just doing, just keep on moving. But at the same time, it's you kind of checking in with yourself to see if you're actually making progress. You are making progress. I definitely see that there's some opportunities coming in your way. You work super hard, you're the sort of person with that 8 of Pentacles there. You are a pro at what you do, but actually sometimes you don't realize that, okay? You don't give yourself the credit that you truly deserve in the position that you're in. But with the Judgment card here, this is you kind of like judging your situation, a bit of a self-evaluation period where you're looking at like revitalizing your spirits, perhaps for your career, reigniting that passion for it, but also checking in to see if you're on the right path. Do you still love what you do? And if the answer is no, because the 7 of Wands does tell me that there's going to be a bit of a pressurized situation going on in the month of March there. I feel like, you're going to be really up against it. I've already said that. But I feel, some of you may also be looking at the work environment and think, wow, there's a lot of competition. So you need to keep, on top of your game. But with the 8 of Pentacles present, it tells me that you are the best at what you do. Even compared to other people, no one compares to the skill set that you have because you invest so much of yourself, your heart, your soul, and of course, your talent and skill set there. Now, the Judgment card, as you can see, these figures are like leaving their old life behind. So some of you are thinking about moving into either a new sector or even moving into a new role where there is an increase in finances, because some of you, especially with that Queen of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles there is a really big thought process of how can I increase my finances? How can I make sure that I have more financial gain? So either this is something that you're thinking about doing from the home space, because the Queen of Pentacles is, very domestic, but it could also be that, you're looking at whether there is a potential for bonuses or whether there is a potential for an increase in your current circumstances. And I see a role becoming available for you, but some of you may actually have to leave a situation in order to get a role with more status, more responsibility. I feel there is the potential where you're at, but right now, I feel there's a hesitancy there, okay? I feel there may be some things going on behind the scenes in terms of a company that you're working for, maybe merges, restructures. There's something going on with the hierarchy, that's for sure. So you may hear of someone who's been like an integral linchpin in the company stepping down, or, you may feel that I'm actually getting like someone big in your work environment, if you work for a company, has made a huge mistake, okay? And I feel like it's something that cannot be resolved at this time, and it may have resulted in the company losing some sort of money, okay? So I hate giving that message, but it's something that is coming through there. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, this is something that may have already happened, okay? But if you're an entrepreneur, you've just come to this reading and it has not happened, I do not see that happening for you. I just want you to be aware. I don't want anyone like freaking out thinking, what? But I just see if it's something that you've already been dealing with as an entrepreneur, you're going to recoup your finances. And actually, in the end, you're going to be in a better position, okay? I feel there's a fluctuation here where more money comes in and you reach your target and then some for your financial year, okay? So I just want you to be aware of that. Now, we do have that 7 of Wands. Because you're going to be super busy, really make sure that you pay close attention to your health, making sure that you try to reduce your stress levels there, because it is going to be pressured. But also make sure, you take your vitamins, because there is the potential, what I'm feeling here, with a seasonal cold. Should take my own advice, but hey, here we are. I try as much as I can, but if it's going to get you, it's going to get you, right? The best thing you can do is, take all that lemon and honey and ginger and garlic and all of the things. So I see that there is a potential there for you to maybe pick up a seasonal cold there, and you will just feel a little bit groggy, trying to do all of stuff, because I get this sense that especially if you're an entrepreneur, no matter whether you're ill, you're going to have to keep working, and I see you pushing on through. And some of you may be like working towards like an important project, and you may feel that actually it's hard to take some time off, especially if you're feeling so bad. But really listen to your body. Sometimes we got to take like a couple of steps back in order to do some repair work. Yesterday I had said to myself, I'm going to do a certain amount of work, and obviously I've got other things that I do as well in terms of work. And I was like, you know what? I can't. So I had to just take a little bit of a step back there and say, you know what, I've got to be realistic with what I can do. So it's really important for you to also listen to your body there. Now we do have the Hierophant, and it's in the resistance position. So it's like you got it in the reverse there. When you get this card in the reverse, this indicates that some of you are going to have to do something really bold and daring to almost like change your circumstances, okay? Be a maverick. You've got really incredible original ideas, and some of you may even have like a healthy mistrust of people who run the company that you work for. I mean, this could also indicate like governmental structures, especially since you have the Emperor there. So there may be some like tax changes or some new policies that come in that may affect your business, or may affect you as an entrepreneur, or even affect the company that you're dealing with. And it means there's a drain in the finances. Okay. So looks a little bit difficult for me there. Let me just pull a card on it. I feel this is something that may affect everybody. So thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Whether you're an entrepreneur or not, I just feel like there is some sort of governmental change perhaps that's coming in that... Hangman. Okay, so what I'm being given is, yes, these may be proposals of something that's maybe coming in, but actually they may be scrapped last minute because we do have that Hangman. It's like, wait and see. And then we've got the Ace of Cups there. So I feel at the end of the day, it goes in the way that you favor the most. So it could be that, for example, these proposals, they seem really like awful at first, but then, either they get scrapped or there's some changes last minute, the 11th hour changes where suddenly you realize, actually, this is going to benefit me a little bit more. I feel like there's benefit. At first it feels really like, what is going on here, but it benefits you. Now, also, some of you, if you're thinking about finding a new role, there is one being offered from the universe here, something you're really going to love. But you need to sacrifice something that perhaps you're working in already, is what I see. In order to get one thing, you have to let go of the other, because the Hangman is really about perspective, but it's also about, releasing something that perhaps isn't working for you. For some of you, you're really just like taking some time out to really just check in to see if you still love what you do. And if the answer is yes, then I definitely see that, you are listening to your heart, and, there is potential for you to elevate in some way. But the main energy, I have to say, is that if you're trying to staircase in an industry, I feel like, there is a potential to do it, but elsewhere. It could mean that you're staying with the same company, but you're going to be seconded to another branch, or you're thinking about being relocated to another branch across the world somewhere. So, and there may be like a new title, new status, new money coming in with that as well. And some of you are actually thinking about, relocating your business. Because you've got so many travel cards here. We've got the Chariot, we've got the World card, which is all about, immigration, and then we've got the Six of Swords there. So some of you are looking at where you live or where you work right now, and you're factoring in major changes that are going on either in your industry or in your district or in some area, and you're thinking about moving. And I feel like you're working really hard to make these plans become a reality, which they will do, okay? Now, with the Eight of Pentacles, this tells me that you are someone who is a super hard worker. You're just keeping your head down. But of course, remember, this is a card that is in the resistance position. So I feel some of you are trying to do some sort of work that does not have this repetitive cycle, because sometimes it can feel like you're in a routine. It's nice that you know where you're at, but then when you're really good at what you do, sometimes it feels like you're not being stretched in some way, or you feel like your skill set is not being utilized. So I feel you're trying to find fresh new ways to approach whatever it is that you do, but at the same time, some of you are thinking about what if I did this? What if I was nomadic? What if I, went to different places and did something spontaneous? What if I, took up seasonal work? Or what if I did, another job in the evening? Back in the day, I did 3 jobs back to back and I was like absolutely exhausted. But was I happy? The answer is absolutely yes. I really loved what I did. And, I was making it work. And although each job was very different, I just had to do that in order to pay the bills and get by. But at the same time, I really enjoyed the moment of where I was at. So, sometimes it's really about checking in and seeing, is this situation working for you? And if it's not, it's you setting changes in motion that will benefit you long term, which I definitely see here as well. Okay. Now, I have to say, March just feels a little bit different for you. It hits different in some way. It feels very much like there is either some sort of restructure or there is like a break in routine. It just feels like you'll go back to normal. The routine will go back to normal, but it just feels like some of you, there's something different. Okay. Now, for some of you, beautiful Pisceans, I've got just a hit of energy coming through. Some of you are getting married. And it could be that, this is a different month because, of course, on a personal level, you are, doing something for yourself. And some of you are actually giving birth. So I definitely see that some of you are like taking maternity leave and, then you're going to be on a different journey there. And you may be thinking about when you come back to work, if you're thinking about coming back to work, because of course it's your decision. So I feel like big lifestyle kind of changes happening in the month of March in general. But this 8 of Pentacles, it also tells me that there is some sort of how can I put that? It feels like repair. Okay, so it could be that if there is some sort of office politics going on, or if, there's no team support or low workers' morale, for example, I feel like there may be some repair work or some incentives to try and keep the workforce happy. I feel, I want to say it's financial. So it could be like there's an increase in finances there or a bonus, but, I feel it's something else. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Yeah, it's something else. I feel it's like, I'm just going to be like really flippant here and say it could be like a muffin basket per month or, extra fruit or, I feel like it's day-to-day kind of incentives rather than financial. Okay. So that's what I see there. But the main energy that's coming here is some of you are seriously thinking about launching an entrepreneurship. You're thinking about being financially independent, which you are. Some of you are worried about finances right now. And with the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Swords, some of you beautiful Pisceans, before you came to this reading, you're either made redundant or lost your job in some way, or even walked away from something that was truly difficult and toxic. And you did the best thing for you. I have to say that because I feel you're being redirected and guided towards something better. Because remember, rejection is protection and redirection. But also, I feel here that you're being guided to an unbelievably incredible opportunity. That's what I'm feeling here. So some of you, either you are becoming an entrepreneur because this is a card of going solo. And I definitely see that you're going to increase your finances like almost immediately. It feels, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So you're going to multiply wealth there. But it can indicate that some of you are perhaps trying to launch something. It's difficult and you're feeling a little bit hesitant. 8 of Swords is actually fear of the mind. It is, false evidence appearing real because it's a self-imposed restriction. When you're about to do something truly incredible, sometimes fear comes along to stop us in our tracks. Sometimes the inner critic can be the worst sort of energy to keep us where we're at. There can be a fear of success because sometimes success, there's changes. Suddenly your life changes infinitely. And this could mean that, for example, if you go for like this top job that's coming up here, it could mean that you have to travel a little bit further afield. It may mean that you need to restructure your life in some way. It could even mean that you're traveling all around the world, or you have to like be seconded to a different branch. You're coming out of a comfort zone. It could also mean that there's less time with your family and friends because there's so much responsibility. I definitely see that there are, pros and cons of this situation. And I feel like you're going to have to do some weighing up there as well. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, anything that's in the reverse, it goes into the upright. by the end of the 6 weeks. I want you to be aware of that. So if some of you are worried about finances, I do see here that there is something that you need fixing, but I feel like you fix it first. Doesn't mean it's not going to like break down again, but I feel like there's a temporary fix here that eventually you may need to pay out for, but I feel when that time comes, you will have the money for that. So there's nothing to worry there. But the Queen of Pentacles in this resistance position, it can indicate that, you have financial dependence, and it just feels like high pressure energy because you have to focus on paying the bills, right? So some of you may be looking at that right now. And some of you, if you have gone through a divorce, there may be a settlement that comes through in the month of March, or you hear about it. That's totally like as an aside, but that is coming through there as well. But in the positive of this card, I feel like you're sticking to your goals. I feel like you're working really hard. I feel like you are being very savvy with your finances, and I feel like you're just literally sticking to your program. Okay, it's almost like you are placing a financial foundation down for yourself. You're going to be able to save a little bit more money as you move into April, is what I see. And I definitely see that, you are going to find alternative ways of multiplying wealth. So whether it is you stepping into a new role, or, there's an increase, maybe a bonus for all the hard work that you've been doing. But I feel the majority of companies, and you're going to see this across the board, like in terms of the world, because you've even got the world card there, my beautiful Pisceans, which tells me that you're acutely aware that the economy right now is fluctuating and things are looking a little bit difficult, right? And there is more to come. I'm not going to lie to you. I definitely see that there's more difficulties to come. You're going to see large brands or companies that we've known for a long time. They're either going to be merging with other people, or they're going to be, downsizing a lot. And that is going to happen across the board. But also, some of you, it's really important. And this came up briefly in one of the readings I did earlier. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And there's an energy of like pensions or pension providers merging with different financial institutions. So please make sure that you keep abreast of what is going on with your personal pensions, 401ks, all of the things, because there may be some merges going on there. And, if, for example, you think, okay, you've got a certain amount of savings in your bank account, and of course, you've been investing in a pension. If those two institutions get linked by license now, and there's any fluctuations in the market, there is a potential that, it's all the same pot. So if you've got a certain amount of money, there could be a drain there. So just look out for that, because I feel there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, and I just feel like perhaps the information is readily available, but only if you search for it. Okay, so get into a habit of, downloading statements, monthly statements, and just checking occasionally to see who's merging with who, because there's a lot of that going on right now. Okay, and it may not be in like mainstream news if anybody actually watches mainstream news anymore. But anyway, let's move on. We've got the World card here. So this is really the outcome. This is about reaching your goals. This is about success. And it's also about you feeling really proud of yourself that you got a lot done. Some of you are trying to tie up loose ends on projects and really get into a cycle of finishing stuff because you're thinking about a vacation, or it could be that you have something on that's personal that you want to take a couple of days off for, and you're just trying to get everything done in that time frame, because I feel like there is a deadline here, okay? And it may even be a personal deadline that you have rather than an actual deadline from a boss or... Some of you feel really unappreciated in your role. You may feel that people who are in positions of power don't really notice you. And I'm actually hearing like cymbals right now. Oof, okay, it's really loud. I'm just going to ground myself from that energy. It's like cymbals clanging, not the sort of Tibetan cymbals that I do. If you see in big orchestras, they've got the big like cymbals crashing there and clanging together. Now, this could be symbolic of some sort of announcement regarding your industry or the career that you work in, the company that you work for or work with. So there may be an announcement, but I also feel like some of you are being noticed, or you've had to make some sort of bold move to be noticed. And it may even be accidental, okay? I feel like you're really talented and gifted at what you do, but I feel there is an energy of the right place at the right time to meet the right person or the right opportunity going on here. So it could be that, for example, you're in the lift if your company has a lift and you're going up there, and someone who is in like a hierarchical position gets into the lift and then just strikes up a conversation with you. And they may just ask you your opinion on something that's happening with the company. And you're like, oh, this is what I think. And they're like, wow, I have not seen it from that viewpoint. That is really cool. And then they're suddenly like, who is this Piscean? Who is this person? They start to really look into what it is that you've been doing. And they're like, why have we not been like elevating this person? Or why have I not noticed this? I feel like this person's got a lot on their plate, but they are truly impressed with you. And I get a sense here that they're going to take it from there and try to put you in a position where you elevate, have more money, more access to, benefits in the company. So I feel it's kind of like a happy accident where you're in the right place at the right time, but you know your stuff. So, and I feel like you have an opinion and you give your honest opinion. And this person values honest opinions. They don't really like yes people, okay? They've got enough of those people giving them, the smoke up the you-know-what. And they really value that you give really an honest, but potentially diplomatic kind of answer where you speak your truth. So I feel that's coming through as well. This could also work if you're an entrepreneur and you go to like a networking or industry event and someone asks you about something, or even if you're posting online, social media, people are watching your moves, and I feel you may say something that is like true blue honest, but at the same time isn't like really being negative to anybody or anything. I feel it's kind of like you just speaking your truth and it gets noticed. And I feel there could be some sort of bond there with someone who has the potential to do you a favor in the future, even though you're not looking for a favor, but I feel it will work out in your favor. Now, the victory wreath on the world card indicates success, okay, feeling really proud of yourself, but also it could indicate that you're going on holiday there, or you're going on some sort of vacation, or actually completing, a change in destination. So there's definitely some sort of move going on in your career. You're heading in the direction of your dreams and goals. This is like your intention, and this is you reaching your intention. So be really proud of yourself. With the Emperor energy, this is a card of success. It's a card of establishing yourself in some way. And, I definitely see that this is a person in a position of power as well, giving you advice or helping you. And I feel this is a very lucrative time for your business. Also, the Emperor indicates you're keeping a tight rein on your finances, a strict budget. I feel some of you may be looking at all that you've been spending in previous months, and you may see that perhaps you spent a little bit more than you were hoping for. But, it's hard not to these days because, the prices of everything have gone sky high, and, there's a lot of inflation, and, everything's just a little bit like a lot. So I feel some of you are just finding products that are at a lesser price without compromising quality. So I definitely see that you're in a really great headspace right now financially. Now, Six of Swords indicates, yes, March is going to be a testing time for you. I hate to give you that message, but I can't lie on what the cards are saying, what the energy is saying. You're going to be pushed and pulled many different directions. It's going to be busy, and sometimes you're going to be like a little bit stressed. So just watch out. Managing stress levels, very important there. Do something quality for yourself, quality me time, whether that's sitting there with a book, which costs nothing, or whether it's like taking yourself to the movies, or whether it's, whatever it is that, really floats your boat. Really get some quality me time during the month of March, because I feel the rest of it's going to be super, super busy. Now, the Six of Swords also indicates that you're moving into a more calm environment as you move into April. Okay, so I definitely see that, you're being guided towards an easier time in April, but it's because you got all the stuff done in March, so you should really feel proud of yourself. Also, the Six of Swords indicates some of you may expect troubles ahead, but actually I feel like you're being protected during difficult times, and I feel that you're in control of your destiny, and I feel like some of you are moving into like uncharted territory, roles that perhaps you haven't done before. You may be delegated more work or more responsibility, extra paperwork, all of the things, administrative tasks, and you're like, you've got your own stuff to do, and there's more. And I feel some of you are even doing tasks that perhaps you've never done before, but actually it'll set you up for later on when you are either rising through the ranks or utilizing that skill set into a different role or even into your entrepreneurship. Everything that we ever do, including every person we ever meet, teaches us something of what we need for the future. And I feel like you are headed towards a very prosperous future. And I also feel that, you're heading in the right direction and you're being guided towards these opportunities. So listen to your heart, listen, the symbols, because they're giving them to me again. Whoa. They are super, super loud. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. I'm being given like a sentence. Let me just hone in on that one moment, please. Without love, it is nothing but the clashing noise of a cymbal. Okay, so that's either a quote or, that's kind of stands to reason. So if you're checking in with yourself, you're really seeing, do you still love what you do? And if it's not, then I guess that hamster wheel kind of applies, that you're just getting on by. And of course, we all do that, We all do jobs where sometimes we don't like what we're doing, but we need to pay the bills. A couple of times, more than a couple of times, I've done those roles where, the people are toxic, the situation is toxic, everything just feels really hard. And it's like, why can't it be easy? We all have to work. We all have to do something. We might as well try and love what we do as much as possible. So I feel some of you are looking at that. Now, let me just see what you've got here. We have doorway, open to possibilities. And I feel a doorway is opening for you here. Potential job opening. I think I mentioned that someone's stepping down. And I feel there may be a new role opening up there. Walking away, risks, and shifting focus. So all of that energy popped up in this reading. So I feel it's kind of validated that, there are new opportunities being made available to you. And you get to decide whether they are right for you or you're walking away from something into something better. We've also got strategy. So you're in a planning mode here. Plan your attack, research, references, visible, key position, and deserved pay. Definitely see within the resistance position, some of you feel like, you're not getting the pay that you deserve for all the work that you're doing. Some of you may get an opportunity to negotiate a better deal or ask someone in a position of authority to increase. If you work for yourself, I see, a lucrative client coming in, someone who's actually going to speak about your skill set to others. And I feel like they will help multiply your business because I feel word of mouth happens here. And I feel there's definitely an increase. And we've also got nourish. And it says, feed your heart and mind. Right livelihood, best job, giving, satisfied, full life. So I definitely see, things are getting infinitely better. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of pressure and hard work in the month of March for you, in particular, my beautiful Pisceans, but it will get easier as you move through April there too, okay? Now let's just go and get your final cards from this deck, and then we are close to closing the reading. Pendulum. Okay. So we have pendulum, fluctuating income, indecision, new strategy, seasonal work, job change, and making choices. And that definitely came up there. Some of you may take a freelance position, or you're looking at like an evening role, or trying to do something else is what I feel there to bring in a little bit extra money. And you may feel that your money has been fluctuating recently. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. As soon as the paycheck comes in, the bills come and snatch it all away. And you're like, okay, let's make this work then. So I feel you are looking at ways to increase those finances. When I picked this card up, I definitely heard you are definitely not just another cog in the wheel. Okay, so if you're just thinking, you know what, it just feels like it's really hard and I'm just another person who is like doing what I do and no one notices, that is not true at all. I definitely see that there is some sort of recognition. I feel something that you do really stands out. Okay, so it says here, money flow, hard work. I told you. Oh, I hate that. But I mean, if you love your hard work, then it's not really hard work at all. As I said, those 3 jobs that I did, they were exhausting. Every night I would go home. I probably had about 4 or 5 hours sleep, but I loved that time in my life so much. I was keeping busy. So money flow, hard work, putting plans in motion, building, team, taking time off, and security. So again, a lot of that energy showed up in this reading for you. And maybe some of you are shifting gears. And that's why sometimes when we're shifting gears in a career, it can feel like a little bit jarring because you're doing something new, bold, and daring. You're coming out of a comfort zone, or you're coming out of a repetitive cycle, which is what I see here. It's not going to be your usual kind of month in March. But I feel, you own it. You're empowered, and you're using that energy and that drive to be ambitious and take you to where you want to go. Then, the outcome, your final card is worry-free finances, money in reserve, excess, executive, sales, planning, hidden talent. So that executive energy is coming out in that Emperor energy. So some of you may even discover a hidden talent in the month of March. And some of you have a talent that you're just not really diving into or exploring, and you may start to explore it in the month of March, and it kind of carries you away and helps you set up a second stream of income in some way. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay, so we have the scissors. Now, the scissors can indicate, that you're pruning your current career circumstances. Whenever we deadhead the roses, as it were, it means it promotes more growth. So I feel you are in a position to cut back on some things in order to grow and flourish where you're at, or to leave a position behind, because some of you are leaving and you're walking into a new opportunity that's going to be very lucrative there. Okay. But I feel like you're holding the scissors. You're literally in charge of what you cut. I do see that there are some cutbacks in the industry that you work in. Again, there's some difficult times ahead. I'm not going to lie to you, and you don't need me to tell you this. You can already see that yourself. But I feel things will change. We go through cycles as humans, and sometimes there can be a lot of clickbait out there that's like doom and gloom, but we will move through cycles, okay? And I feel like you are intuitively moving through that. That's what your Chariot card is about. The Chariot, it has no reins. So that means the power of your mind is very important to get you through things, but also the universe is governing the Chariot as well. And the Chariot actually swerves. There's two directions. It's easy to navigate the pitfalls of the everyday. And I definitely see that you're in control of that. And finally, we have this one here, strength. This is the Ox rune, and this is about promotion, actually. This is a promotion rune. So some of you are definitely getting that promotion, or you're moving into a role that has more responsibility, more money. Also, this can be distant influences. So some of you are called to move overseas, or perhaps part of your job is to be overseas in some way. But also pay close attention to your health, because this is going to be a bit of a pressurized month for you. So I will leave it like that, okay? I hope something resonates in this reading for you, my beautiful Pisceans. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Pisces. Love and light.